You've seen our wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime in countless videos before, and in each installation video, we tell you a bit about it, what it does, and of course, how to install it. But if you want to know everything about the MMI Prime, well then this video is for you. You all know what BimmerTech's wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime is by now. It's how you seamlessly integrate Apple CarPlay or Google's Android Auto through your BMW's iDrive system. You navigate through all the menus using your iDrive controller, and you can even use your voice to control Siri or Google Assistant. It's 100% plug and play and easily reversible, but that's not why you're here. You want to know in detail how it works and what each part does, from the unit itself to every menu. That's what this video is all about.
To make things easier, we've broken this video up into chapters. In the timeline of this YouTube video, you can see what each section is about to find the one you want, or simply watch them all to become an expert.
On the MMI Prime itself, there are a few things going on, so let's take a closer look and learn about what each thing does.
First off, the unit itself is made out of a lightweight yet durable aluminum case. This will ensure the longevity of the product, as it won't crack or warp due to extreme temperature fluctuations as seasons change. It also looks great. Next, the dip switches. These are used to control the configuration of the video output depending on the screen size of your BMW. There is a sticker on the back of the MMI which will tell you which direction to flip the switches for your BMW. Power is where the main harness will go. This will power your MMI as well as transmit data to and from your head unit. For CIC head units, this will also connect to your iDrive controller and aux port. Antenna is where the Wi-Fi antenna will be plugged into. This will allow your phone to communicate to the MMI Prime wirelessly to allow wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto if your phone supports it. AV USB is how you hardwire into your MMI and how the cameras of your BMW are integrated. You will see this in more detail when we get to the harnesses. LCD out is where the video cable will go that will send signal to your iDrive display. LCD in is where the video cable will go that will send signal and data from your head unit to your MMI Prime.
So that's the unit itself, but inside the box you'll find plenty more cables. Now your cables will vary depending on if you have an NBT or CIC head unit. Now we'll specify at the bottom of the screen which head unit these cables are for, so let's get to it.
First off, the main power harness. This one for NBT connects from your BMW's head unit to your MMI, supplying power and data to and from your MMI. This one for CIC head units does the same, but also connects between the OEM connector and iDrive controller and the aux port. This is your Wi-Fi antenna. This will allow your phone to wirelessly connect to the MMI Prime. The cable is long enough to give you plenty of options on where to mount it, and it has double-sided tape on the back to allow that to happen. It's best to keep it as close to the driver as possible to have the strongest signal. This is your AV USB harness. While one end plugs directly into your MMI, the other end has RCA cables to allow you to plug in BimmerTech front and rear view cameras, and an extended USB cable that has enough length to allow you to place this where you want. The USB port is for MMI firmware updates, playing videos or music on your MMI Prime through a USB flash drive, and a hardwired connection to your MMI Prime as well as phone charging. For CIC cars, your microphone cable goes here too. These video cables vary a bit depending on your head unit and car, but they all look a bit like this. They are designed to transport video signal and data to and from your head unit and MMI Prime. The mic extension cable is for CIC cars and NBT cars with CommBox. It's designed to integrate the microphones that your BMW has with the MMI Prime. This allows you to use Apple's Siri and Google Assistant.
Installation of BimmerTech's wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime does differ depending on what BMW you have, but it's very straightforward. Regardless, once you order from us, you will be emailed a detailed PDF set of instructions, but if you look on our YouTube channel, there is a chance that there's an installation video on your BMW or one similar to it.
Again, while this will differ from BMW to BMW, it all starts with getting some trim and controls off to access your head unit, which you will need to remove. All of this and more can be accomplished with our BimmerTech Trim Tool Kit and DIY Essentials Kit, both available on our website. After that, you'll need to find a spot for the MMI, plug it into the head unit, and that part is done. If you have a BMW with a CIC head unit, you'll need to take off a bit more trim to run the microphone extension cable, as well as plug in the iDrive controller. While it does take a few more steps for CIC head units compared to NBT cars, it's still very straightforward. After that, you put everything back together and you can enjoy your wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime.
When we say seamless integration, we mean it. Many of the functions of the MMI Prime can be carried out using your steering wheel controls or your iDrive controller. Some of these functions might be obvious, others might not be. Let's take a look.
Steering wheel controls vary from car to car, and not all controls are compatible with our MMI Prime. It depends on your head unit. In most cases, though, you can expect the scroll wheel to cycle through sections on the CarPlay or Android Auto screens. Holding down the mic button will bring up Siri or Google Assistant when CarPlay or Android Auto is running. You can also change volume, skip songs, and more. For a full list of features, click the link in the description. On the iDrive controller, obviously rotating and bumping the controller itself will move around what's highlighted on the screen. Pressing it will make your selection. Pressing the back button will take you back to the last menu. Pressing and holding the menu button for 3 seconds will allow you to change between the MMI Prime and BMW software. Holding down the back button for 7 to 8 seconds will reset your MMI's power. This is great for any troubleshooting. If you have a front view camera, holding down the option button for about 2 seconds will display that on your iDrive screen. It's important to note that unlike the front camera, you can't force the rear view camera to appear on screen until you put your vehicle in reverse.
While many of you are going to be getting this for Apple's CarPlay or Google's Android Auto, first off, how do you even get to those for the first time? More importantly, how do you access all of the other features that the MMI Prime has to offer? Well, let's go over that by taking a look at the main menu.
The first thing you'll see is iOS, which is where you will go for Apple CarPlay. When it's green, that means your phone is connected. Next to that is Android, which you'll go for Android Auto. The next one over is USB. This is where you'll go when you plug a USB flash drive into the USB port you ran for the MMI Prime. Here you can access music and video files on the flash drive to play over your iDrive system. Mirroring is how you could screen mirror your Apple iPhone or Android phone on your iDrive display, with the sound playing over your BMW as well. This works wirelessly and hardwired for Apple and hardwired for Android, as long as your phone is set up correctly. Finally, you have the settings menu.
And that brings me to the final topic, the settings. There are tons of settings and options in the MMI Prime to customize it to your taste and your BMW. Sound settings, camera options, and so much more. So let's show you all there is to know.
First, connection settings. In this section, you'll have Pair New Device, which is where you'll go to wirelessly connect a phone for the first time. Paired Devices is where you can see what phones are connected to your MMI. Reset All Connections is where you go to unpair all devices, though you can do that individually under Paired Devices. Now for the audio settings. Volume is the overall volume from the MMI Prime. We suggest having this all the way up and using your main volume knob on your BMW to make changes on the fly. Music volume will control the level of music playback. Call volume will be how loud someone is when speaking to you on a phone call. Siri/Assistant volume will be how loud you want Siri or Google Assistant or Alexa yelling at you when she doesn't understand what you mean when you ask for directions. Application volume is for Google, Google Maps, and other apps in CarPlay and Android Auto. Microphone volume is used to amplify incoming microphone volume. Microphone OP gain is for rough adjustment of analog amplification. Microphone PGA gain is not for turning up the golf announcers, but for fine adjustment of analog amplification. Advanced echo canceling is used to adjust advanced echo cancellation delay parameters, so this way the caller won't hear themselves echo when you are on a call with them. The numbers are not values, but different settings. You'll want to be on a phone call with someone and go through the settings to find which works best for you. Echo canceling level will adjust the strength of the echo canceling to make the echoing during calls harder to hear. Automatic echo canceling will attempt to take care of this for you. Skip songs with iDrive controller is for when you're playing music from your phone. It makes it possible to toggle between songs by double tapping the iDrive controller left or right to switch to the previous or next song. Auto switch to aux will have your BMW automatically switch the input of your BMW to the aux port, which is where the sound of your wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime will come from. The equalizer gives you a parametric EQ to tune the audio to your liking. Under display, you'll be able to toggle on or off right-hand drive if this applies to your BMW. In the color adjustments, you could change the brightness, contrast, chromaticity, and saturation. Under parking, you can choose if you have a factory or aftermarket rearview camera. The standard and alternative modes for rearview camera mode is generally for troubleshooting on certain BMW models, but not generally something you need to worry about. Auto camera activation allows your front camera to appear automatically. By default, you can activate the front camera by holding down the option button on your iDrive controller for 2 seconds. Camera split screen is for having half the screen with camera view and the other with the overlay, which shows the park distance control. Dynamic parking lines will show these on your iDrive screen, helping you in backing up your BMW into a spot by estimating the path of the tires. Front and rear park distance control will allow you to toggle on or off these sensors if your car is equipped with them. Front camera will toggle your camera on or off, and duration is how long your front camera will appear on your iDrive screen after you put your car in gear. Finally, under System, you will see User Guide, which you could use your phone or computer to get to our latest guide. Software version will give you all the information about your MMI Prime software. System version is which software your MMI is running. MCU is for CAN network related information, and HW version is build information that cannot be changed. Software update is where you go to update your MMI Prime via a flash drive. Wi-Fi channel is where you go to change the frequency on which the MMI operates, which is useful if there are any interference in your area or with your phone. It can vastly improve response time and connection. Clock display format allows for 12 or 24-hour display. Restart will allow you to restart your MMI, which you might want to do if you're having connection issues. It's the same as holding the back button on your iDrive controller. And finally, factory reset will restore the factory settings of the MMI Prime.
So there you have it, everything you need to know about BimmerTech's wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime. Want one for your BMW Mini or Supra? Of course you do! Head on over to our website and enter your VIN so that way you can get the right kit for you. And don't forget about our BimmerTech DIY Essentials Kit and Trim Tool Kit to help get the job done. For more videos like this, tips and tricks, product reviews, and so much more for BMWs, Minis, and Supras, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell. And hey, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.